afternoon. It is 1 o'clock and we are coming live from the SmartHub. Yeah, SmartHub on this amazing Thursday. Thank you very much for joining us for HubLive. And as per our promise last week, Daniel Johnsen is back. Hello, Daniel.
I'm back.
How are you?
I'm great. Another beautiful day in Rockhampton.
It is. The weather is just perfect at the moment.
I'm a fan. Although I'm not looking forward to December and January when it'll be really hot and humid.
Yeah, there is that. But we have aircon, hey?
There we go.
Okay.
There we go.
Yeah. We have solutions for absolutely everything. Now, as we mention every Thursday, we do these Hub Lives to help business owners do three things. Number one, increase revenue. Number two, save time. And number three, just grow their business and grow their profitability. Mm-hmm. And we are back today to really deliver on that promise. Also, we've been working through this little structure here. We've started with marketing, we've done sales, we did delivery, we've spoken about money, and now we're kind of hovering around the systems area. And really systems stands for, or there's an acronym in that, saving yourself time, money, time and money. I can't remember. I'll have to look. And energy or something. But anyway, it's all about saving time and helping make more money. Daniel said before, you were asking people in the Traction app, what can I do for you? And what were they saying? Make more
money.
And make more time.
Make more time, which you can. Yeah, just a couple of minutes ago, somebody was asking, can we increase 24 hours a day until 28 hours a day? And unfortunately, we don't have that capacity yet.
Hi, Matthew. No, we don't. But what we do have is the capacity to use technology to do things quicker so that you don't need 28 hours a day.
Yep.
You can actually get it done maybe in 10.
Yep. Or less, depending on how automated you are. Yeah.
Yeah, true. So tell me, what have you been up to in the Traction Lab this week?
So this week we've had a pretty phenomenal guest.
Yeah.
Her name is Tamara.
Yes.
And we can post her bio and everything. And I'm going to butcher her last name, but it's Tamara.
Laura?
No, it's not Laura. I saw a pronunciation. It's not that.
It's not that.
But anyway, she's pretty phenomenal, part of a whole bunch of organizations due to her success in building companies in and around Australia. And now she's going global with a whole bunch of things. So she jet sets around the world. She's pretty intense. So
she's very full on.
I've met hundreds, thousands of people around the world, and I'm a little bit awestruck, starstruck just being in the room. She is definitely giving of her time and her talents, and her treasure. I'm pretty sure her billable rate is not what she's being compensated
No. This is
for.
community service.
Yeah,
for
this
her.
is community service,
for
and
sure.
It's a really interesting dynamic that she's done. She's really focused. Let's get this done.
Yay.
And just showing tools, tips, and tricks. And so she and I are feeding off of each other, and I feel sorry for the participants right now because now we've given them a big laundry list. So they will figure stuff out as they go. But we're sitting there clicking on their behalf and making some stuff happen. So.
That's awesome. So if you're interested in hearing from Tamara, she'll be joining me at 3 o'clock on the radio, 4RO. Just anytime between 3 and 3:15, 3:20. We have a spot in 4RO every week. And Tamara will be our guest with Laurie Atlas this afternoon. So jump on the radio if you want to hear from Tamara. She really is phenomenal. She's amazing. So, what are we talking about today, sir?
I think we're talking about tools that can make your life easier, or little tips and tricks from little shortcuts on your phone that can make your life slightly easier.
Yay, I love that. So, we've chatted before. So, can we call this favorite tech tools to save time?
Sure.
Yes. Yep. Perfect. Okay. Will you chat us through the list?
So this is, they're not going to make any sense, but we may ask for our administration team just to put these in as we mention them in each of the different ones. So anytime that I'm thinking about automating or using a tool, it's something that takes me a whole bunch of time, or I realize me doing this activity adds zero money to my pocket.
Yeah.
So if it's something that I need to get rid of, I try to get rid of it. Pet peeve number one, and tool number one that I gladly pay I pay $9 a month for, is a scheduling tool called Calendly, CALENDLY.com. And it's just a tool that I can quickly provide the link to somebody and say, hey, you want to be on my calendar? Well, here it is. In that particular tool, I have it set up where people are going to schedule a lunch, a dinner, drinks, a 20-minute meeting, an hour-long meeting in person, all these different attributes that I can send people to, and they can say, let's meet Tuesday, what's available on Tuesday, and they get to click the time, set a confirmation, and they get an email invite. It shows up on their calendar, it shows up on mine, and for $9 a month, I don't have to have a 20 email reply chain. Hey, are you available next Tuesday? The answer to me is, hey, you just schedule it yourself, and I just let people do that. So Calendly, probably one of the best $9 US you can spend a month just to get rid of that.
Scheduling.
Scheduling. I hate scheduling. Scheduling adds $0 to anybody's income. So get rid of it, put it in your signature line, and then the little other tool that I like people to do is I do a lot through WhatsApp and Facebook Messenger and however people are contacting me. And there's a little tool that you can do. You know how people hate autocorrect because it makes things?
Yes.
Well, autocorrect sucks in some points, but autocorrect also has an amazing feature that you can go in and you can create your own words and your own shortcuts. So anytime somebody asks me, hey, can we meet? I'm like, great. And I type in the letters SWD, which means schedule with Daniel. And anytime that I do that, my autocomplete already changes that to a message that I set up in the settings of the phone as my own custom word. So anytime I do SWD, it says the same thing. Hey, would love to meet with you. The best thing you can do is go to this link, schedule a time. It takes into account my schedule, time zones, and gives us a video link.
Oh, that's awesome.
So yeah, SWD just...
So autocorrect, yes. So how do you get into autocorrect to do that?
I would love to be able to know how it works on an iPhone. I'm an Android guy, but I'm pretty sure it's in the settings. It's almost always connected to the keyboard layout.
Okay.
So you have to go to the keyboard settings, set up your autocorrect, and it's called a custom dictionary. So if you just Google custom dictionary iPhone, it will show up.
Yeah. Hey Gideon, thank you so much for joining us. We are here talking to Daniel, and our topic today is favorite tech tools to save time.
Okay.
Favorite tech tools to save time. Calendly.com.
Calendly.com, best $9 you could spend a month.
Autocorrect, set little shortcuts.
If you're always doing the same phrases, just set up, maybe you type in FB for Facebook and it gives your business stuff, your address, your phone number, stuff like that. You can just autocorrect to it.
Nice. Okay, tool number 3.
So if you ever follow me or if you see a weird guy on the plane from Brisbane to Rockhampton, I'm probably coming there for business or something that I need to file something. And so you'll see me with all the receipts that I have, and I'm taking pictures of the receipts while I'm on the plane, and then I use this service called Expenseify. Another $9 US a month. And what it does is all of the pictures that I take, it automatically uploads them. Some internet connected, something in there automatically says who's the vendor, what's the amount, what's the currency, assigns it a category, and then I compile, I just click, say, hey, all these are this expense report or this vendor or this bill back, and it just takes care of everything. And so for $9 a month, you can automate your expensing out. And so if you ever see an expense report from me, it will always have that on there. And then what you do is you say generate PDF report, and you can email it, download it, and it does a summary sheet of all the categories, vendors, whatever. It even does currency conversions in case you're doing that with whatever the current market rate is. And then every page after that is a single page PDF of the receipt that you take a photo of.
That's amazing. That is really, really good. So
$9.
Expensify.com.
Yeah.
How difficult is it to set it up to start with?
Easy. It's your first 10 scans a month through what they call that smart receipt are totally free.
Yeah.
After that, because I appreciate what they're doing, I want other people to do it. I pay the $9. Again, no brainer. If you think about your hourly wage and how much time you put into Excel and doing all that crap that, again, earns you no money typing into Excel, what actually earns you money is pressing submit and submitting it to whoever your profile is. They have business plans for it, so PricewaterhouseCoopers uses it. So if one of the big 4 accounting firms that employs hundreds of thousands of people around the world, it works for you.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Expensify, hands down.
Expensify. 3 tools so far: Calendly, your autocorrect,
Yep.
shortcuts, Expenseify.
Yep.
Perfect. Number 4.
So the way that humans connect is, first of all, we do things visually. So anytime that you can have a meeting that's visual, that is by far better than anything else. So the video conferencing tool of choice for me is Zoom, ZOOM.us. It's the only tool out there that just flawlessly works.
Yes.
And I pay $140 US a year for that subscription. I can schedule things out. They have international calling numbers so people can call in from their phone. They can use an app on their phone, on their computer, web-based. It just flawlessly works. And you can have up to 99 people on each of the calls. You can break them out into little rooms if you've got a big webinar or something like that. Hands down, it works. Now here's where the world collides.
Yes.
Is you can now take one of those scheduling opportunities through Calendly, and you can say, hey, anytime somebody schedules with this opportunity, automatically create a Zoom meeting that's unique to that, attach it to the calendar invite, and where it says, how are we having this location? It says through Zoom, and it goes ahead and gives them the phone numbers, how to download it, and all the links for that.
And that just happens automatically.
It just happens. I don't have to do anything.
So how do you set that up?
You go into your settings on Calendly, and you say, I want to add Zoom meetings, and it asks you for your login information for Zoom, and then it just works.
Wow. It's amazing how things are integrating and making your life easier, but that only works if you actually have the tools to use, right?
And you know to ask the question, does this thing exist? And odds are the thing exists.
Yeah. Okay,
if not, there's a business opportunity there.
So I know that CQU, which is our local university, Central Queensland University, uses Zoom extensively, and the video quality is really, really, really good, isn't it? It's
it just
amazing.
works.
It does. It works. It works every time. The only time it hasn't worked for us was when council restricted the download of it. But other than that, it works every single time. Okay, so tools to save time. I think if you're on this call or not on this HubLive, or if you're watching it after, what I would suggest is that you try and pick 3 things that you're actually going to implement. So pick 3 things. So as we're talking about these amazing tools, just write down the names of the tools that you think might be your top 3, and then go and have a play and have an implement them. Also, obviously, this video is saved on our Facebook page, so you can always come back later if those 3 really work for you. Come add another one or add another couple, and then really start to build your technology toolbox, I suppose. What about the money associated with it? The $9 here, the $140. It's still, if you work out your hourly rate, it's still going to make so much sense. How much is your life worth?
Yeah, how much is your hourly rate? How much is the annoying? How much do you feel guilt that you forgot to send somebody an invite and you miss an appointment? Forget that. I don't have time to miss appointments. You've got to decide, what do you want to be really good at? And I choose not to be good at scheduling appointments.
Yeah, no, fair enough. Okay, what's our 5th tool?
So for those that are a little bit tech enabled and like tools, tips, and tricks, there's 2 that I'd like to share.
Yeah.
One is a Gmail plugin called Streak, STREAK.com. It's actually built by former developers and Google employees that made Gmail. So it has these little features in it that can make your life very interesting. So tool number 1 that they have in Streak, and Streak just adds, it's a Google Chrome plugin that pops up a couple extra buttons that aren't natively there in Gmail. So if you use Gmail for work, that's great, or if you use it for your personal stuff. So item number 1 that they include in this package, and this is free, is they have the ability to send later. So you can write your email and you click on send later, and you pick a time or a date that's in the future. So you can say send next Tuesday at 8 p.m. and it sends it at 8 p.m. So if you ever get an email from me at 8:17 in the morning, I can guarantee you that I did not send it to you at 8:17 in the morning. So if you're working on the weekends, do a favor to the people that you're emailing and schedule it for Monday afternoon, Tuesday morning, something like that. We don't want to know that you were thinking about us at 3 a.m. on Saturday. That's just weird. Don't do that.
So what if you say send later, and you schedule a time, and then somewhere in the middle of the night you wake up and you go, oh, I don't think I should send that email. Hey, can you go and
Yeah. So you can just
unsend it.
It saves in your draft inbox
Yeah.
until you do something. So you can prematurely send it if you want to. But usually to change that time, you want to do it on your computer. But they do have an app that lets you do it too.
Awesome, excellent. Okay, so what else is?
So Streak also does this really interesting thing that let's say you're building your email list of leads or customers or something like that, and it's Excel. Or Google Sheets, and you can create what's called a CSV file, comma separated value file. And let's say in that you have last time you saw the person, their business name and the last product and how much money they spent with you or something like that. Just like in Microsoft Word that you can take an Excel list and create a printed document mail merge, Streak allows you to do the same thing in email.
Oh,
so
wow.
you can have this list of 100 people that you want to contact,
Yeah.
and you can say, hey, insert first name here. It was great seeing you at last time I saw this person. Hey, I'm getting ready to go to this conference. How about we talk about insert business name here?
Nice.
And then you press send, or you can schedule it to send later because it's all the same tool. And then it sends out what the recipient appears to be really individualized email. Turns out you just took a report, 2 minutes setting this thing up, and then everybody thinks that you love them.
That's excellent. I know that taking or writing emails takes such a long time. That is a brilliant tool. Yeah, really, really nice.
So, and then the last one that this Streak tool does, and again, it's all free until you start using it as CRM and pipeline management for like your sales process, is they also allow you to do tracking. So it inserts a little image that no one sees because it's transparent, and anytime that image is loaded in your Gmail, it says this person viewed this email at this time on this device from this location.
Wow.
Now that's a little bit stalkerish, or it lets you know that, hey, this person saw the email, you can't tell who they forwarded it in, but if you see that 47 people saw the email, probably means that they forwarded on, which is good for you, potentially good for you.
Yeah.
So Streak is another one that I have in all my Gmail installs.
And so you just download, it's a plugin.
It's a Google Chrome plugin. You just click on Add Extension, then poof, it starts working in Gmail.
Okay, let's talk about Google Chrome for a minute.
Chrome?
What do we do? What is it? What should you do? Why should you or shouldn't you download Google Chrome?
So Google Chrome is just the world standard. It's the internet browser that Google's put out, and of course they want you to use it. They make it super simple, page loading fast. They make it where the bookmarks on your phone are the same that are on your computer.
Yeah.
They're the same on your laptop and everywhere if you sign in, everywhere. So it's just a tool that works, and websites are optimized for it, so don't use Internet Explorer 6 from 17 years ago. Too many security vulnerabilities will be taken care of. So they do great on security. It just works. Pages load pretty fast on it, and everybody that's developing web pages optimized for that. So they do that for regular websites. But then they have this entire thing called a Google Chrome store that if you want a certain website to behave differently, someone out there may have done it. So that's what Streak has done for Gmail. That's also last week's plugin tool called LinkedIn Sales Navigator.
Yeah.
That's also a Gmail Chrome plugin that lets you see people's LinkedIn profiles as you hover over their email addresses. But then people do not stupid stuff, really funny stuff. Like if you are tired like me of seeing babies on Facebook feed, somebody has made a Google Chrome plugin that replaces pictures of babies with something else.
No.
Yeah, or you don't want to see, and this happens in the US, you don't want to see any mention of Donald Trump.
Yeah.
It changes every mention of Trump or Donald Trump to some other word.
Oh.
It could be meerkat or something like
And
that.
you get to pick the
You
word
get to
or the
pick, you get to
image.
pick, you
Okay,
get to
so
pick.
what are you seeing instead of babies?
Oh, I think like pictures of dogs. So I'm like, oh, that's a cute dog you have. And somebody's like, that's actually my baby. And I'm like, sorry, forgot I had this plugged in. That's one thing you're not supposed to do. But
Yeah.
don't comment on photos that may not be what you think they are. So,
That's really funny.
Yeah.
Okay, excellent. What's our next tool?
If you're into graphic design, there's a great Australian company called Canva,
Yeah.
CANVA.com. And they just raised another $85 million. They're valued at $2.5 billion, so they're one of the 10 unicorns that Australia has been able to produce. It's click and design, super simple templates that you can use to create Facebook posts, printed flyers, presentations, any holiday greeting cards, whatever you want. They make it dead simple. The majority of it's for free, but once you can, it's super simple to use, point and click. And once you start using the tool, you're like, I know where this website is making their graphics from. So hands down, free tool to use. If you want to throw them a couple dollars a month, you can do that too.
Awesome. So. Canva.com,
Canva.
Australian company.
Yep.
Yay.
Yep.
That's good. Yep. What's the next one?
What's another tool that I really like? For communication, Slack.com is pretty popular, and WhatsApp are pretty much what I use. So if you're into communication for your team members or customers, a lot of people are using Slack. That's just a messaging chat program back and forth. WhatsApp, internationally accepted, except don't get hung up on forgetting to put people's country codes in there. So if you put a country code in there, a lot of people have WhatsApp. And then my favorite one for, all these pops up, you go to a website and it's like, how can I help you?
Yeah.
There's a free one out there called Talk2, TAWK.TO. It's a quick little add-on for your website. People can click on that. You can have some automated messaging going back and forth. It also tracks people to let them know, hey, you can say, hey, after somebody visits 4 of your pages or 4 of your products, you may pop up and say, hey, did you know our insiders, our VIPs that subscribe to our email list get 10% off on their first order? So you can do all these catches that sort of automate your life. It's free to use, Shopify plugins, Squarespace, all this other stuff. Talk2, TAWK.TO, cute little parrot as a logo if you see that.
That's cute. What else?
What else is a tool? I guess the last tool that I like to see people do is buying your time.
Yeah.
And this isn't a tool, it's more of a process.
Okay, tell us about that.
So the process that I like to see people do is look at your daily schedule, even your personal life, and say, what are the things that I'm doing that aren't making me happy, that aren't bringing value to my company, to my process, whatever I'm doing, and then just get rid of them. And you can either get rid of them by saying, no, not right now. Now's not an appropriate time for me to focus in on that. Or, you know what, I'm going to task somebody and pay them a few dollars to do it. So the term for this is an executive assistant or a virtual assistant. And some people will gladly pay $50 each week to have their grass cut.
Yes.
Well, okay, that's great, but what are you doing? You're buying your time so you can spend time with your kids for that.
Yeah.
Well, what task are you doing in your business life that you could change that, get somebody else to do? So I use a virtual assistant.
Yeah.
She's amazing. No, you can't have her. She is all mine, and a few other executives around the world in Thailand and in Australia. But there's plenty of websites that you can find your own virtual assistant. So let's say you have a task that you need to find 100 contacts, or you need to email 100 people, or you've got this process of submitting your receipts that you absolutely hate. Well, get rid of it, write down the process, train somebody to do it, and then just task them once a week to do it. My virtual assistant does a couple things for me. One that she does for me is she creates a weekly meal guide for me about what is on sale at Woolies or Kohl's, and I get a list of 3 breakfasts, 3 lunches, 3 snacks, and 3 dinners to cook that week.
Wow.
And she takes her a couple minutes. She's absolutely phenomenal, and it appears in my inbox. I'm like, oh, I need to make this week. So it saves me time versus what I'm paying her. So I would suggest that. If you need to find a virtual assistant, there's an easy process to find one. Think about the process of what you want to do. If it's something simple, great. Go to the website upwork.com, upwork.com. They charge in US dollars. So you may find somebody for $5, $6, $7, $8 an hour. You may choose somebody in the Philippines, Vietnamese, it doesn't matter, wherever. Pick whichever one you enjoy working. So your first virtual assistant, you need to have a task that you don't care about the outcome. So it could be creating the meal list, it could be doing this, that, or the other thing. Finding cheap flights or accommodations whenever you go on a vacation, something that's not time sensitive. Find 3 people and give them the exact same task. And maybe they're different rates, different experiences, different countries, whatever it is. Assign them all the same 3 tasks on upwork.com. And then see whose work product you like the best, whose communication you like the best, and let them know, hey, I'm trying this process out. I'm looking for somebody to employ for multiple years. You're going to be part of my team. and you'll be amazed at what will happen. And you pick the person that you enjoy working with the most.
Nice.
So
yes.
And so you do that. You can communicate with them on Slack, which we just talked about.
Yeah.
You can use tools to automate some emails to them and stuff like that. So like putting it all together, here's what my process looks like, and here's a real world example. This shirt I have on right now took me a year to find, and I found it in Brisbane Airport as I was leaving the country in 2018. Literally spent a year looking at it, found it, oh my gosh. Except it's made out of merino, very hard to find, solid color, V-neck shirt. I went to buy this exact same shirt. I'm not going to be in Sydney or Brisbane or Melbourne where I know that they sell them. So my dilemma is, I know I'm going to be spending $80 per shirt.
Yeah.
Is it worth my time at my hourly rate to be calling up these places and be like, hey, do you still have it? Do you have it in this color? Can you ship it to me? All this other stuff.
Yeah.
So here's how all the tools come together. There's one other tool called Zapier, Z-A-P-I-E-R. And it's a, hey, when this happens on this particular website or service, then do this other thing. So it's just a tasking tool. So here's how all the tools come together. I use a tasking program called Trello, Trello.com, and it's just visual, it's free to use, visual tasking. And so what I do is I create a task in Trello for my virtual assistant. I type it out, give her all the directions, what my expectations are, and there's this big pending task of things I know I want to do, but I've not done yet. Whenever I want her to do it, I move it from the pending, I move it over to the requested task, and as soon as it hits the requested task, it then pings her on Slack, because that's how we communicate.
Okay, so that's automatic.
Yep. So whenever Trello notices, hey, a change in this column goes as requested, Zapier, the little monitoring tool, says, hey, I've noticed a change. Oh, and this is what I do next. So it takes that task, it sends it to Slack. It looks like I'm writing to her, but I'm not actually. It's Zapier doing all the amazing things. And then she starts working on it.
That's amazing.
And then she messages me back. She's like, I've completed that. We drag it to the completed list so I can see everything that she's ever done.
Nice. So you share the Trello board?
Yep. No, the Trello board is all me. She could see it if she wanted to, if we wanted to automate that, but we don't need it. She's just so...
She just does the task.
She's just a task. She messages me back on Slack, says, hey, that one's done. Here's the work product. Here's a link to it in our shared Google Drive.
That is awesome. Yeah. That is awesome.
So that's what I do. So right now, the reason I told you about the shirt is a current task that she's assigned to right now is to call all of the stores that have this shirt and see who has it in the V-neck in my size and what the total cost is to get 3 of these shirts in different colors to me in Rockhampton.
Nice. That's
and
really
I'm going to
nice.
pay her $7 to do, maybe not even that.
Wow. So she's shopping for you. She's
shopping for me. She's also searching for some kitchen knives for me. She amazed me this one time whenever she, I noticed I was spending too much time deciding while I was in Vietnam, where in the world, what coffee shop should I work for? I was spending 30 minutes that I couldn't bill somebody for, which was, so I said, hey Pearl, I need 20 coffee shops in Vietnam. This is where I'm staying. Here's the criteria of coffee shops I like, coffee shops I don't like.
Yeah.
She came back with a shared Google list in 45 minutes of 20 coffee shops that were verified to be open near me, had the type of tea I like.
Oh, wow.
And then I just picked from her list and she hit 19 out of 20 of them out of the park. The one that didn't do so well was not her fault. They actually had a really bad business and they're currently shut down. So,
wow, that's incredible.
So think about your family vacation. If you're thinking about where are all the places we should go to eat that are unique and kid-friendly and serve this, task a virtual assistant to do it.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Like, buy your time. I buy my time. I pay her $7, $10 an hour plus bonuses whenever she does an amazing job. I'm just like, you know what? Just give it to her. She's on vacation. Just give her, dinner's on me for you and your family this night. And so, yeah, I'll just do that. And she's trustworthy. I trust her with my credit card.
So how do you set up the payment for her?
So it's all done through the platform, Upwork.com.
Yep. So she works through Upwork?
Yeah, so she's a contractor through Upwork, and it's just a matching engine just like Airbnb.
Nice. And all the payment happens
all
through
the
Upwork?
payment, I get charged monthly, weekly with whatever she bills.
So let's also be fair. A lot of people will be concerned about identity theft and also just giving her your credit card details.
Yep.
Yep. How do you go with that?
So if that's so I actually have a different credit card number that I know everything that's charged with on that number actually comes from her activity.
Okay.
So she doesn't have access to my real credit card. She doesn't have access to my real bank account. If this is a concern of you, and I think it is, you should either go get a total new credit card, debit card number from, set up a different bank account, and you know that there's only $500 in it, and everything comes from that, and if it all gets taken, it's $500, who cares?
Yeah.
Or pay $7, go to Ozpost, get a prepaid credit card that you can just upload more money for free. It can be used for online purchases.
Perfect.
Where there's a will, there's a way.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, I hope that Daniel has inspired you today to automate something in your business. As I said, just take the 3 tools. We probably mentioned 10.
Yep.
Pick 3, or even if just pick 1 that you will go and implement in your business today or over the next couple of days. And then, because if you don't do it now, it's not going to get done, really. And
Pick
then the virtual assistant is a huge way for you to buy your time back, as you said. Yeah. Excellent. Any parting words, Daniel? It's been awesome seeing you again this week.
Thanks for having me. I'm available if anybody wants to be like, oh my gosh, Daniel, I want to talk to you about automation. My website is pretty easy. It's just my first name, last name.com. So Daniel, Daniel Johnsen.com. And there's even a little book button at the top that you can click on that I've integrated Calendly. You can talk to me any Tuesday morning. Just schedule it. They'll set up a Zoom, or you show up here at the SmartHub. So.
Love it. Perfect. Yes, and you can find Daniel at the SmartHub on Key Street in Rockhampton, on the top floor. But if you just walk in downstairs, Adelaide, who is our lovely, friendly girl at the front desk, will direct you towards Daniel. Daniel, and you're here 5 days a week, pretty much. Here and there, you have a day away. Like tomorrow, you're going to Bundaberg to talk at an event with the chief entrepreneur.
Yeah. So I'll be joining a panel for what's called the Hinkler Innovation Series, and we're going to be talking about some amazing things innovation-wise that are going on, and highlighting things at the SmartHub, because this is a pretty good model, and the things that we're doing with the Turbo Traction Lab. So I don't know if it's going to be live streamed, but I'll try to share it. But we're just going to highlight these things and say, hey, maybe Bundaberg and Rocky can benefit from programming with each other, maybe some webinars and stuff like this. So.
Perfect. Thank you so very much. Join us next Thursday, 1 o'clock, for our next HubLive. Thanks, Daniel.
Right.
See you soon.
See ya.
Bye.